This is Kessben 93.3 FM, a new wave of excellence in radio.
Andy, Yensa free a branch and now the bar say Yensa Dino and the FIFA Cup Awards. Na over the last 18 months or so, the Messi and a best player na a FIFA Cup Award, a World Cup and a performance no. Na mom this award no man.
Yeah, me and my ba obviously send the message is done.
Oh yes,
Ancelotti ni Mourinho na building
I disagree in the first place, but Messi you know. In 2010, and I'm afraid this was a popularity contest. And from that time, the kind of respect and the accolade that they made this particular award, no matter so the baby seen there. You know, if you look at the awards now, and yet the past 18 months awards, a clearly World Cup year, and when it comes to World Cup year, players are performer at the World Cup and awards in Pimpi on the mom. The only time our farmer players or performer at the World Cup was the Messi Ronaldo time. But you can go back from 1994. It was Romario Di Faria Souza. It almost at that time, now Barcelona about Champions League final with Romario and Hristo Stoichkov. Tama, Fabio Capello says Milan, Dani Marcelo, the likes of Savicevic, Roberto Donadoni, Musha 4-0 in Athens. But Romario won it, or performing in the Champions League as well. But it's exceptional performance at the World Cup. And the man, Romario, it means the best player in the game. So about 1998, it was that same old story. Zinedine Zidane performance in the finals, and the man the best player in the world in that particular year. In the whole calendar year, Ronaldo was far better than him, and even at the World Cup, Ronaldo was the best player for the tournament. So we had Davusuka time with Madrid and Croatia and at the World Cup. But Zidane performance in the final and Mr. World Cup no boy. But Oyinwu in the final no manager. In 2002, na Luis Nazaro de Lima pratifie. Prior to the World Cup, no Mundemun as part of Luis Felipe Scolari squad for the World Cup. And out of the games of boy, no game back open one team go against the Three Lions of England. Ye no onu ye as the best player in the game. Fabio Cannavaro Diane Tuaso in 2006. Baller Ronaldinho bond the whole season. Baller Samuel Eto'o bond the whole season. Baller Anderson Deco bond the whole season. Thierry Henry, Andriy Shevchenko. Baller omo boy na nye boketwa. But again, Fabio Cannavaro's exceptional performance in the final against the Le Blues of France. You know, I not best player in the game, no, or no, na the man. Into World Cup year, no, yet had the more players or perform at the World Cup. The only time I am farmer, no, a time and I 2010. The engineers was reaching under Bobo pa. Messi ba World Cup and went to me amo. Into the intina, I also the command Messi. And people raise concern about Javi and Iniesta that particular year and the performance of the La Roya of Spain. But he really no Messi. Oman consider World Cup no, but almost share the performance and the technical quality of Lionel Messi throughout. And the man. In 2014, na Portugal group of Portugal, Ghana, Germany, and the USA. Portugal and Timian qualified from the group stage. But he really na the best player in the game. Near the Aquacoma Cristiano Ronaldo. Into 2 times, I am consider World Cup in my opinion. The last one, look about the Chabot finals in 2018. But the whole season, Cristiano Ronaldo was on top. Other players were better than Modric. But he really near the Aquacoma Modric. Into Genoa, so Lionel Messi award the our winner. For the first time in many years, I'm not say any Argentina game. But Messi able boy in Europe among 4 who no was when he wore the PSG jersey in the Champions League game. I'm only PSG Ultras na kwa kunyasem until dancing amubo game we against Bayern Munich oni name nyina kobo mu nsem am no omuhuru Messi the name as omodebo no wo fem. It tells you the season it wasn't a Messi season. It tells you that it wasn't the Messi that we know. So you're dominant. And in the European game, you know, performance in your cry. But at the World Cup, he played so well. At the World Cup, he's too tall. In the Ocean World Cup, now, an average Argentine team, no matter how you look at it, look at the materials available, and look at the performance of Messi. So offer Nahal Molina, offer Marcos Acuna, offer Nicolas Otamendi, Cristiano Romero, now Ababefa, Rodrigo De Paul, Enzo Fernandez, Mark Lester, Fabian Angel Di Maria, Julian Alvarez, Lionel Messi. Look at the squad. Now the European football now picking each place. Say one more pan into a ball Champions League and Adoya Okoko Hebina. Some players are making you. How many of them now checking the top teams in Europe? These individuals you but they came as a team, a cohesive side, and for me, Messi played some of the outstanding games. I mean, who Argentina national team that the game against Mexico, the game against Croatia. For me, that was his best 2 games. In the final, they go so no say, and Genoa, 36 years down the line, Argentina need a trophy. He won the World Cup for them. Intimacy the 18 months. There be just the World Cup and the performance, no, and I'm on this particular award. And as I said, in World Cup here, almost consider players that perform at the World Cup. Mementias say Mbappe back a top 3, but he played at the World Cup. For me, the game I won who knows what the England game, he was just a partial of himself. The final game, no until the last minute Obeshi goes, no. But Mbappe again, they consider the World Cup. PSG, he did so well, but in Europe, ball and Crawford boy and Mbappe are moving into also the it was the World Cup, and for me, it was the reason why Karim Benzema Mbappe did third, because I will compare the whole season. Benzema performance and Mbappe drew half. Mbappe was no close to Vinicius Junior in Europe, but you know, and also performance at the World Cup and the mom consider. You can read minutes and argue about certain player that deserve to play, but you know, World Cup here, the only time a man consider World Cup for players here, Messi and Ronaldo, yeah, into a World Cup and the mom the award in MRI and Messi.
Okay. You see, this is a year FIFA organizing the World Cup, our biggest competition, and a FIFA year award. So obviously, they will give a lot of credence to performance at the World Cup. Obia Cancer World Cup is the biggest stage. We need the FIFA unless it be a reasons to say sir, the very 4 pools, 4 pillars make supporters 25%, 300 journalists across the world, almost 25%, national team coaches 25%, and then national team captains and 25%. We awards. Obiako with Nadrenche. Memeti amini nida say obiti say Julian Alvarez. Ebenimu Essen obiti say Kevin De Bruyne. Alvarez say if we are talking about the 18 months, where was he? Then away. Ebia ye wrong, but Julian Alvarez, Albeka say within the period or Bobo Papa at the same obiti say Kevin De Bruyne and now even Vinicius Junior.
Jude Bellingham beja Vinicius cry.
Yes. no. Jude Bellingham is behind Vinicius Junior, but Vinicius 10 points. But look at Vinicius Junior over these 2 years. Now even Neymar is ahead of Vinicius Junior. Ebi o ha nkrofo bi wa omaje o ma vote egu points egu onum kofo filium. Messi voted for Neymar as number 1. Karim Benzema second. And Ode Mbappe about third. I think that the best performer for Africa, Abranti and Idene Sadio Mane, he placed 6. And Ashraf Hakimi and so Eba, I think 8 and so on. But Ushimwa, it would be a battle. We are Hushia in general at the time of voting, actually a very, very influential. How many people in the Betima cast your minds back beyond a 9 months? And now 10 months, no her performance. It's time now year to abano. Se ujira una so udin wo system no munso a esa akode ma uye pa e wo hon. Karim Benzema unfortunately, me ye ka Messi. Se wo po bi pa ma na compete Messi a. Madriam say Mbappe and Karim Benzema. Unfortunately for Benzema, he didn't play at the World Cup. And a year yabo World Cup na wa mobi. Ye kotwa ba ebeye din. So for me, we are hwehwe you would have to give to Messi, especially at this time, and his influence on the Argentine team at the World Cup.
10:43 ye bobo so eko yen free award no ho na yen ko Carlo Ancelotti ne Jose Mourinho adwuma mo yeto ho ade ema Zinedine Zidane obi kan waso no nim so wo bi ka fa ho.
You know, it's time you respect certain individuals and certain coaches. Coaching adwuma no enyefo to show up and live up in a team like Real Madrid, it is not easy. Say I have second division, a third division, crown and on here discussing influencing. So look at a big personality like Florentino Perez, now a president of the club. Managing players like Marcelo, Sergio Ramos, Cristiano Ronaldo, Karim Benzema, James Rodriguez, Toni Kroos, Luka Modric and the likes. Meditum say, after Florentino Perez, any Vicente de Bosque Koyano, Real Madrid is so far. But when Florentino Perez is back after Ramon Cadrono, Okofa Ronaldo, Okofa Mesut Ozil, Okofa Ricardo Kaká, and a Gino Okofa Karim Benzema for million or do money na buy. Oba no here coach, obi team these stars a year Juma no team the results Ediama. Into Okofa Manuel Pellegrini. With time, not the amount of the person much even known to me. Jose Mourinho buy. No matter the do Champions League run of season and no one to me more money. And to look at the number of times that they struggle against Lyon and AS Monaco. But the moment that Jose Mourinho buy, now Barcelona is so dominant in Europe. No me is so dominant the Spanish football. But Mourinho first cap at the Master Stadium, Abraham Ronaldo pinball on the chair in the Copa del Rey, no chance, a changing Yema. He won the league title with more points than he was Spanish La Liga in that. Mourinho twice so year in Ejuma at the point he was fired. And a Carlo Ancelotti ebahe. Wo woni Ancelotti be him say ono de open yema mienu. Open quality materials, any players or me matured or wodi. That is Ancelotti. Because ono obe manage na odenya results of the ama. Inti Abraham ball Champions League final ewo Portugal no hwe ekwan ya ofa so te ka no ne kwan ofa so we ne ye. Genoa enu achi no e was Real Madrid edu ba bi na niam ankoye no omugya ne kwan e no mkofa Rafael Benitez ba inti mo no ye ne de oye na adwuma ye nie. Carlo Ancelotti won the Champions League, but the pan on the test ne ba referee say after Carlo Ancelotti, Rafael Benitez ebe take 7 months with a team called Real Madrid. Opa enu wantimi anya adwuma no. Hwe ni game no Coluso of Valencia against Sporting Gijón, how we decided to open in nko. Onya issue with certain players. James Rodriguez, hwe ni game no ko bench James Rodriguez. E was Stadio Villamarín. Hwe issues onya with Cristiano Ronaldo. Players no raise concerns about the tactics. Nature also open in nko. Okoe na Zidane be take over. Ya kire mu ha bebre say coaches ni players na omo ko Juventus ekosua the Juventus School of Football no sa omo adwuma omo kire so omo nyie na omo time no players no omo ye adwuma under Marcelo Lipino. You can go back and check Antonio Conte, Ago Tudor, ubetimi aboba Ciro Felela ubebobo sa omo ni adwuma enti Zidane so no ba be understudy Madrid the Hokakra. At a point he was a special assistant to Florentino Perez. Coach is yaba onu oma ya adwuma nti omo di adwuma ne ma Zidane na o sha say o deploy the Carlo Ancelotti methods the onu asua free ne ho no e na o sha say o de ye adwuma na Genoa Zidane di ye adwuma ma adwuma na o ye no ye niye. Those were the days Madrid were not spending big in the market. Now Madrid and cover players. And for a coach to win 3 consecutive Champions League, ode asidane kwa koma Carlo Ancelotti na dia koma Jose Mourinho na Rafael Benitez no be shame finfina wantimi anya ne so en maka se me wo ha se enye coach bia ne betimi coach big team nti hwe Mauricio Pochettino ye de PSG adwuma ne ma no ye de PSG adwuma ma Christopher Galtier ontimi nye nti Genoa Zinedine Zidane adwuma obaye no ye mo na baso he did so well at a point no be ne team nagu. But look at how he managed these stars and the results in Europe. And yeah, 1, and yeah 2, and 3. He won with style. But Genoa, Yanyin Tum says down by Juma. Coaches na mpempi ya yɛn hu ɔmo nsa no sɛ pep mo no ɛyɛ ne mpɛsi e be credit ɔmo but Zidane you know adia obey no Real Madrid busa Real Madrid enya coaches bia bi from Luis Canija be Valenga Miguel Munez why no munya no but opie no otimi achieve the papa of that TV so etimi achieve so let's credit him and there's no need here kwa ye dey performance na kwa koma Jose or Carlo Ancelotti for me was Zinedine Zidane's performance and we need to acknowledge him for that.
Okay, my name is Mahmoud Hussein, aka Pedro Rodriguez. I'm watching you live at Uraura Zongo, Uti region. Please, I would like to know who is the best defensive midfielder in the EPL now. Maminko eye Kata, Emmanuel Owusu, and the way free Kata ena aba, ena medebeko eye Sir Frank Naro, no Obisu Assembly Obusa na onoso kakrebi odi account wansana Newton Latte and so aba. Good morning, sir. It's evident that FIFA awards were based on only 7 World Cup games and not the whole season. But my worry is how Guinean legends are conspicuously missing from all FIFA ceremonies and awards. Abedi Pele, Sami Osei Kufo, Michael Essien, Asamoah Gyan, Tony Yeboah, Stephen Appiah, Sule Muntari, etc., are known worldwide. So what are they not doing right to be recognized after retirement that the other African legends are doing? Emmanuel Usu, Edway Ifri, Kata, and Abba. Yemfa Bako Obisu Ebusae, Efa Emra, Fantino, Obo Omo Efrim, Fia Itremuno, na Wamfa Achu Ankan. One for Uzomon Tiase because any Achu Abo World Cup. 2014 World Cup, so no count. Yes. Entino na sa tragic death and of us or the echo nsedo na rehosmet is you born mama a few trade one man factor and count. Meaning now we have we don't credit usually cut again.
I think it's a bit unfortunate for Infantino. Madriam said the echo so a serial and a tech I dare say prominent on his speech. Now clearly football I'm saying we didn't intima about World Cup our frame Christian Achu. So for me it's a major oversight. Probably Infantino Nankasa a be on your chance be more he would apologize for it. For me it's so unfortunate. And as I have fresh in the minds of everybody. Sebiye kase krano yensie no. Intinka na me expect to say Infantino ede eye ya akosem ebetoa oman Ghana eni achu ebusua isan say football throughout omo amarita krobo bidi. So for me it's so unfortunate and I think it's a bit shameful on the part of Infantino not to have acknowledged it.
Emmanuel also the say you invited Ghanaian legends. It's a worry. Yeah. Somebody like Asamoah Gyan. Say, FIFA World Cup, the whole of the African continent. He's the all-time top scorer for Africa. Yeah. Say Africa, my fees a World Cup by Ebubino. Ono na she goes to drop her. Yeah. And he said, Basa we invite him Crofona o Kaka Wenia. Now do any share the whole African continent. My dream is the first person on Ibeton and him should be as a moja. Na sa niema we ni drew baby ya na links in this niema no ebin susu ewum. But I still think that somebody like Samekofo Abedi Pele somehow honestly me I don't understand Abedi Pele. Because Ghana hakra no ye niema as footballers see woman there you don't see Abedi Pele. That's why he's so isolated like on fan who share. Yeah. Some former footballers say ko baby, former footballers say BB, ex footballers say you won't see Abedi Pele. The be ocean one corner. Okay. I don't know why. I know he's so influential, especially among the politicians. Uko Ivory Coast, Uko Burkina Faso, and even Ghana. From President Kufuor time, we are the soccer ambassador extraordinaire till date. FIFA elections, Tremako rule out
play. But they do this situation and some way, somehow, you won't see Maestro. Meaning, if that is how he has chosen to lead his life, but a bit strange. because Abedi Pele one person. I even expect to say about FIFA positions in the idea in case you to me rise be.
Okay.
And he's articulate.
Yeah.
Yes, Ubekan education say be a secondary school boy near there, but you realize he learned and the Unia power baby say no a language. Abedi is multilingual. Multilingual.
Oh, the footballers here can so many na secondary school.
Abedi beka French, obeka Italiano, obeka Spanish, obeka German kasa no crowd so kebi, and sana English ni bibia. So some of these things you wonder why. It's a good observation. And I brand no and they are to that. Same Kufo through Super Sports near the day any involvement in the current Black Stars management team near the no. You also expect Same to also make headway in some of these things. And because sometimes you can even look at it and you send a mail. I know this thing is coming up. I'll be available if you would want. Sometimes in your corner, no, send the mail and also communicate it to be acknowledged. Otherwise, there be a and as I do invite you, man, the plane ticket, hotel, no sound near money at the amount. So I think the Ghanaian guys would have to up their game.
Nana anyway fi Teshi Accra. Why your observation be Nana Teshi Accra? Do I think Achu died this year, 2023, and not last year? I stand to be corrected. Perhaps because the award was meant for 2022, it may be that the focus was only on events happening in 2022. Nana Teshi Accra.
No.
Sir.
It's correct.
Huh?
Achu died this year.
No, I know he died this year. I know he died this year. But the event is happening this year, just yesterday.
Okay.
Only and run here can was Nassim.
Yeah.
The event happened, I think, 6 November. Even most sites, you know, a fan say, oh, 6 November, the day of the crash. It be so, I don't know if they want to make
November.
it. February.
Okay.
What am I saying?
Yeah.
If you are doing an awards and now can for my show, don't tell me that I was near 2022.
Over kind of next year.
What
kind next year?
A serious oversight.
Okay. Who will be for me? I just
Oh, General.
Yeah.
Ashraf Hakimi Dienna.
Yeah.
I'm only hoping.
Now, February 11, they don't count.
February 11. Oh, me feels I was in the field, but maybe I'm better with the account.
Okay.
Hakimi Dienna
Ashraf Hakimi.
Yes.
Nice boy.
Nice boy. Very, very nice guy.
Yeah.
I was no Spain.
Okay.
Or no European.
Okay.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Even though Morocco no fee, but Spain no more no or bebo the man Morocco national team. Just this World Cup and as I was no 5th pro for year. I'm so one of the best right back in the world, and even FIFA awards somewhere 8th position. In Odie, intenye player ketwa, and ye can answer me. And no PSG for Central for Sheda Kika Omanwa. They will not make any comment. Hakimi Nankasa has not made any comment.
Okay.
And the investigators and they say, for now, they don't want to give out details. But don't be too much can say, a rababi an inferior dunumi and sa Abeka Chiromo, say Ashraf Hakimi. I repeat,
Okay.
Intino, Omu Yenshemu. For now, they are investigating. Omunyenya sufficient evidence to even effect an arrest. Bimpaya and say Branty. Ni onya ni tim na uko so nsina kai Benjamin Mendy ehun akodim yenua party ono de no so de saa na eja emse mramre ya mo se ekosi o Spain na time ekosi honom no kai England de anke bia enkamra no yeyire no na party nya ni tididim Cristiano Ronaldo de ebe ni namu a ebi nya omu tididim ne o kasai Abrante Daniel Alves da so twinem. So let's hope and pray say another great right back.
Yeah.
Just like Daniel Alves.
Some of these girls, no, Ayana.
Shut down.
So we're a superstar. So the number of Shishawa.
What do you simple?
No, Nipa so mre. Nti woman say, okay, baby.
Omo ye kura fa oye na obi okwa oye no. No a high cameraman from distance. Or monitor winning in comedy, winning in movement, every single move. Wa high cameraman on who should be a chile as I did. When you know, I was so singing, you wouldn't know. at least him Ghanaian players or Musu Akodi Senseme was similar situation in Sweden. So the guys would have to be careful. Most of these girls deliberately shut up no do what you know tata no ye they start with can we have a selfie no this name and when him round was no now or get it close to your privacy when him round was you know pay one work within them. Okay, they would have to be careful because at the way there say Chituma can crofo until you will not be happy for anybody in this situation, honestly.
Wow. Ashraf Hakimi. Mekai in one of some matches, you know, on any mommy. It was so nice.
That's
quarter-final. After some defeat Portugal.
You see, the year 2022 was an extraordinary for him.
Yeah.
So the Morocco for the first time in the history of African continent, Ebekwa could do semi-final of the World Cup. Now FIFA 11 for the first time. One making FIFA best. What was be 8? Are there coaching a fade? See the Akusini.
Okay.